It's story time, it's story time. Do you want to hear a story? It's story time, it's story time. Do you want to hear a story? Hello, hello everyone. This is Suesette Story Time for children and their parents and everyone who wants to hear it. Okay? So here is a story called Charlotte the Scientist is Squashed. Wow. Let's see what this story is all about. And maybe when we're finished, let's think of maybe if you want to be a scientist when you grow up. Let's see, okay? Charlotte was a serious scientist. Protective glasses, a lab coat, and a magnifying glass were her essential scientific equipment, plus a clipboard for important notes. Charlotte solved problems by conducting experiments that followed the scientific method. Wow, okay, so here is Charlotte right here. And she has all these different scientists' equipment. Yeah. So let's see what she's going to do with that equipment, okay? Let's see. Charlotte had a problem. She was squashed. I wonder why she was squashed. So here is all her family. And there is Charlotte. She is squashed among all the other bunnies. Let's see how she can get unsquashed, okay? She was squashed at the table. She was squashed in the tub. Hey, she said, and sometimes she was even squashed on the toilet. Oh my goodness. So there she is. She's squashed at the table. Look at all of her family, her brothers and sisters and her mom and dad. And right here she's squashed in the tub. So she was just squashed everywhere. It had become impossible to conduct her experiments. Her test tubes were taken, her breakers were broken, and her specimens were spoiled. Charlotte needed some space, then to use the scientific method. What is the scientific method? So there's all her brothers and sisters right there. They're all over the place. So she can't even get any type of space. So let's see, what's her scientific method? Let's see. Step 1, ask a question. How can I get some space around here? Step 2, form a hypothesis. Hypothesis? If I can get rid of my brothers and sisters, I will have a room to be a real scientist. So her first step was to have some space. And her second step was to get rid of her brothers and sisters. That's her note saying to get rid of her brothers and sisters. You shouldn't do that. That's not a good thing to do. So step 3 is test the hypothesis. Equipment. She tried an experiment to make everyone disappear. Yes, she had a vanishing cream. Yes. But it didn't work. So this is her experiment, the vanishing cream. She's trying to vanish all of her family. But guess what? It did not work. wonder what else she's gonna do. Let's see. She tried another experiment to make herself disappear, but that didn't work either. Oh my goodness. So there she is. She's trying to make herself disappear. But did it work? No, it did not work. If she was going to get some space, she would have to go there. Where is there? Where is there? So there it is. She needs some space. She says, keep out. And there she is. She would have to go into space if she wanted to get some space. So that is one of her steps, is to go, and one of her science steps is to go into space. But do you think it's going to work? I don't think so. Let's see. Step 4. Make and record observations. Charlotte was no longer squashed at the table. She was no longer squashed in the tub. And Charlotte could take as long as she wanted on the toilet. Observations, meals and baths and toilet, and important experiments. Space was splendid. So if she was in space, she could eat by herself, she could take a bath by herself, and she could also read by herself. She loves space. Yeah, she says space is splendid. That's her notes. Let's see. Finally, let's see. Step 5. Draw conclusions. She had all the room she needed to conduct very important experiments using her protective glasses, lab coat, and magnifying glass. Her test tubes were tidy, her breakers looked brilliant, and her specimens were sparkling. I have a hard time saying this word, but this is it. Her hypothesis was correct. She finally had room to be a what? A scientist. Yeah, she's going to be a scientist. So here it is, finally. She finally has space with nobody to bother her. Yeah. The only problem was there was no one to talk to at mealtime, no one to blow bubbles in the bathtub. And what was Charlotte supposed to do when she ran out of toilet paper? So what was she going to do when she ran out of toilet paper? Let's see. Let's see. Back to step 2. Form a new hypothesis. If I could have friends in space, then I won't be lonely, and I can be a real scientist. Time for more experiments. Yay, more experiments. That's good. She had to think. She has to make more experiments. Yes. Charlotte tried chocolate, but it was too tempting. I love chocolate too. And the balloons kept floating away. Oh my goodness, the balloons are floating away. So there's her chocolate all over the floor. See, there's some over here and all over here. And guess what happened? The balloons were floating away. Poor Charlotte. Let's see what's going to happen now. And robot bunnies were poor conversationalists. And they got ruined in the bathtub and tangled in the toilet paper. Charlotte missed her family. She even missed being squashed. Oh my goodness. So she tried one last experiment. Let's see. So she had robot bunnies to try to take the real bunny's place. So she had robot bunnies. And then she said she missed her family. Yeah. Nothing like family. Yeah. So there she is. She's coming from space, and she's coming back to see her what? To see her family. Yeah. And all her family is cheering. Her brothers and sisters, they're all cheering. Yay, Charlotte is coming back. Yes. She reached a new conclusion. Charlotte didn't need outer space. She didn't need outer space anymore. So that's a scientific conclusion. Yeah. She just needed her own space. That's right. She can have all her brothers and sisters and her mom and dad, but she just needed some space to herself. Yeah. And so maybe that's a good idea. And that's the end of what? That's the end of Charlotte the Scientist is Squashed. And that's by Camille Adros. I hope I'm saying her name right. Yes. And that's the end of Charlotte the Scientist. So, do you want to be a scientist when you grow up? I hope so. So you can find different things and discover a lot of things and make the world better. Yeah. So this is another beautiful story that I like about scientists, about Charlotte, and she wanted to be a scientist. Yeah. So I hope to see you tomorrow when I get another book to read to you and your family and all your friends too. Goodbye, goodbye. Story time is over. Goodbye, goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope to see you what? Hope to see you what? Hope to see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today. Bye.